I did want to take a quick pivot because we did get some interesting audio from Dusty May. So Michigan went into Indiana today and beat the Hoosiers 70-67. One of the worst beats in the history of gambling. I don't know if anybody saw that, but Anthony Leal hit a 60-foot shot at the buzzer to cut the deficit to 3 when the spread was Indiana plus 3.5. So anybody that had Michigan laying 3.5 there, I feel for you. That one is a killer. But the interesting part of this, Jeff, was that obviously Dusty May was the manager or was a student manager at Indiana. He's got Indiana connections. And there have been a lot of people that have made the obvious 1-2 with Dusty May potentially taking a job at Indiana. And he was asked about that after the game, and this is what he had to say in response.
I mean, first of all, it's flattering when you have the path that I had and have. I'm still on that same path. It's it makes you feel good because what's your competitive advantage as a student manager that transferred in as a marginal Division II player? And you just think back and it's like, man, you really, all I did was show up with great energy and passion for this game and helping people every day. And because of that, I think people always saw something or believed in me. And then you get to this point. But that stuff's crazy. I mean, I love being at Michigan. I love our team. We're fighting like crazy. That's it. I mean, this place is my foundation, but I'm very, very happy at the University of Michigan. Came here to win a game and mission accomplished.
Do you have any message to Michigan fans that might be worried right now?
I mean, there's nothing I can say that's going to make this one way or the other. I love being at Michigan. That hasn't crossed my mind other than just what friends and family said. And to be honest, I've eliminated all that. So,
Thank you.
Goodman, your response?
Actually, Dusty, there is something you could say one way or the other. You could say, I'm definitely staying at Michigan, and he did not say that. But he's smart. I wouldn't say it either, even if I was going to stay at Michigan, because he got a shitty contract a year ago. If you remember, Andy Miller's his agent. Andy Miller doesn't rep a lot of college basketball agents, so he didn't know what the hell he was doing. And he signed a 5-year deal instead of a 6-year deal. Everybody signs 6-year deals. So if you're smart, and I'm sure Andy Miller is advising him now, or somebody is, hey, listen, get a new deal at Michigan. Even if you don't want to go back home to Indiana, which I'm not sure he does. My gut says he'll stay at Michigan. It fits him better. He's not an ego guy. He'd rather kind of blend in, not be in a fishbowl. His family still lives in Bloomington. I don't know. I haven't talked to him about it, but I would think he's going to stay in Ann Arbor. But again, he's smart business-wise. You don't say it because you need leverage to get a new deal for Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Mike, what do you make of kind of his comments and I guess Michigan's performance given everything surrounding that game today?
Yeah, I mean, I think Michigan was obviously favored in the game, but I was just really curious with the psyche of Indiana, because we've seen, the Woodson cloud has kind of been hovering over this team for, I'd say about a year now, where his future and then, his future can a lot of times be tied to the players' futures. And now that has some finality to it, and now that, the anxiety around like, hey, what's going to happen next year for the fan base, for the players, for the coaching staff, there's, like I said, there's finality there. I was curious to see, teams can go one of two ways. We saw last year with Ohio State with Chris Holtmann, right? There's this rebirth of a team when you get faced with your basketball mortality, right? And so, are you going to just kind of fall off and shut it down, or are you going to be liberated in a sense? And, today you don't have enough evidence there to whether or not they're going to, shut it down for the season or play spoiler for a lot of these games coming up. But I thought Michigan to finish that game out. I mean, Indiana went zone, and every time they went back man, it was Danny Wolf and Vlad Golden, 2-man game up top, shutting that thing down. And so Michigan, we talk about Dusty May. I mean, he's in the spot right there, right at the top of the Big Ten. And if you're him, why would you leave a good thing for something that I don't want to say Indiana's uncertain, but there is some uncertainty with that program, and you got a good thing going right now in Michigan.